Welcome, wonderful, wise teachers and educators. My name is Nick, and my motto is let's make it simple for students so they can learn. Let's make it simple for teachers so they can get on and do what they do best. In the event of our school going off campus and online due to COVID-19 virus, I've made this video and a few others to help you make one single Zoom meeting for all of your teaching needs and all of your meeting needs. So sit back, get comfortable, get a pen and paper if you require it, get a hot beverage of choice, and remember you can pause this video at any time by pressing spacebar, by pressing K. You can also skip back 10 seconds by going J, or skip forward by going L. You can turn on subtitles if you like, or you can even slow me down if I'm talking too fast. So let's go. So today we are connecting Zoom with Chilton Central so that everyone has but one meeting that can be used all the time. I guess the most important thing is that we have Zoom downloaded. Here's my version of Zoom already, but if you don't already have it, it might pay to get one. So if I just look at Zoom search, so when you do a search for Zoom, if you haven't done so already, you'll have this Zoom video conferencing and web conferencing. That's great. Over to the right here, go to download Zoom client, and you go to here and use Zoom client for meetings. That's what you want. Download this version. I've already done that, and I would suggest pinning it to your taskbar so you can grab it at any time. Okay, cool. So this is the home button for Zoom. We're going to do things a little bit differently. You may notice I have a couple of meetings up here, but I'm actually going to get rid of all of them because I only need one of them. We're just going to use one, and we're going to make it right now together. So you go to schedule, give it a name that makes sense to you, but it should have your name in it. I'm not going to put art because I don't only teach art, but I'm going to just put Mr. Clark's class. I could put digital class, could put Zoom class, or off-campus classes, but something that's got your name in it and something that's generalized. We're going to call it recurring meeting because we want it to occur at any particular time we want it to. Generate automatically because we want it to happen at particular times. Don't worry about the personal meeting. I don't want people to have a password to get into my classroom. I want my video on. I want their video on. I want the computer audio on. I don't want to involve Google Calendar in any way that overcomplicates it. I'm just going to use other calendar, such as a paper calendar. And under advanced options, I'm going to go enable waiting room, so people have to wait outside the room before they're allowed entry, and mute participants on entry, just to keep things professional. You go schedule, this pops up. All of this stuff is important, so you can just go copy to clipboard, and in a blank Word document, I would paste it all in. So that's not important. This is important. This isn't important. The most important thing is these three things. What you've called it. Actually, that's not even that important. The meeting ID, which might be important, I guess. But the most important thing of all is this one. And this is a link. This starts with HTTPS //. It's not on the World Wide Web, technically, but it is on the internet. And this is the place on the internet where all of your classes will be. One place. Okay, I would suggest that we have these three things in a Word document of some sort, or a table, or a Google Doc of some sort, so that everyone knows that's where I will be, that's where my classes are, and that's the name of my classes, and they can all go on that link, because we could use this for meeting between teachers as well, or for other purposes. Right, so that's important information. I'm just going to grab that for now, and I'm going to go now to Chilton Central to show you how this all works. Alright, here we go. Okay, cool. So here we are in Chilton Central. Under my classes, these are my classes, and if I go to my most senior class, which is Digital Media and Design, which is a Cambridge course, down here I have Zoom meeting off campus, online learning, and a meeting ID number. If I go to my most junior class, I also have that same thing. When you are a teacher, say you're looking at your timetable. I've got Year 9 Digital Media first thing on a Monday. Lucky me. Blah, 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 blah. There's all the stuff we're doing. There's the class. I've set it up a bit differently than some. But it also has that Zoom meeting. It's always the same one. It's just one. And that's where I teach. And that's where I could also host meetings if need be as well. In terms of joining this class, you just click on it and you will be the host. So you will allow entry to students or anyone else that wants to come into the room. And that's an advantage if you are teaching seniors at the back of junior classes or 2 senior classes together or anything complicated like that involving ballerinas from CBA or from the music school or people that are offline or for any other purpose. That means you don't need an email list, you do not need invitations, you don't need to have any correspondence other than all clicking on this link together. So it's about making it simple. But how do you get it on there? So let's go to another class. Let's say on this class I haven't added one. So you go to add a component, tiles. The tile is just a button, remember? I do want to add a tile, I will add a tile. I'm going to call this Mr. Clark's Digital Classes. Click here. You may notice everything in Chilton Central is white text, so I'm going to also use white text. For the background, I'm going to use Chilton Red, which is RGB brackets 186, comma, space, 12, comma, space, 47. And that's the exact red we actually use in all of our promotions and stuff digitally. You don't have to do that. The URL is in my clipboard, so I'm going to paste that in. That is the place on the internet where my classes will be. It's going to be the same thing. Under this part, it's really important that we go open in a new tab. So that means a new tab in Chrome or any other software we're using as a browser means we can keep Schoolbox open in one tab and the class will reopen in another one. And then that will close when the class is over, when the teacher closes it, and then they can go back to Schoolbox. And we can also go back to Schoolbox and look it up, our timetable, and click on our new class. Under image, could be anything you want. It could be an image of Zoom, perhaps, to make things very obvious. And I go resize to fit within the tile. Save. You may notice it looks very small here. That doesn't look good, so I'm going to make it just one big tile, nice and easy to see, nice and bold and big. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Really nice and big and obvious. Click here if in the case of us going off campus and online. Okay? So I'm just going to do that all again, just a little bit slower, just so that it makes sense to anyone. If that made sense to you already, I guess that's it for the video, and I hope that simplifies things down for people. So let's say we go to Zoom once again, go to home, schedule, give it a name that has got your name in it, recurring meeting, don't have them require a password, your video on, their video on, computer audio on, other calendars, enable waiting room, and mute participants on entry. Schedule that, copy that, in fact copy all of this, and I think that we share that together as a staff, but the URL is the most important thing of all. So copy that line by going Control-C if you're on Windows, or Pretzel-C if you're on a Mac. Close Zoom, we won't need Zoom again. What should we add it to now? I'll just get rid of this one very quickly, modify, and we'll just get rid of that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to add a tile. Mr. Clark's Digital Classroom. Click here. We could have Zoom in the title, could have Digital Classroom. Just make it obvious. White text. Ooh, that's pink text. White text. This is purely cosmetic. You don't need to do that, but if you're interested in doing the same red, you could do that code. The URL clicks in, and I've already got it in a Word document, which I would share between staff so that everyone knows where I will be and what I am doing. Opens in a new window, choose an image. This time I'm going to choose a different image. I'm going to choose an actual classroom and resize to fit within tile. And that pops up, it looks like this. That's because my tile is 1. But it could be that small if you have other tiles, or that small, depending. If you make it too small, the header will take it over. So I say make it like nice and large. I mean, you've got unlimited size, don't you? So Mr. Clark's digital classroom, click here. When they click on that, or when you click on that, you will meet together at that particular place on the internet. And that will make things easy for complicated classes that have got CBA girls, music school, 2 classes together at once, or people even coming in to see your classroom, or for the purpose of meetings. So I hope that simplifies things.